Drama writers, it seems like you've learned a lesson recently about moving too fast too quickly, and you got burnt, and now you are trying to restructure in order to move forward, but you're having a hard time doing that. So, if you've never met me before, I'm Chris, and I help screenwriters and fiction authors write five-dimensional stories with my tarot cards. Before we do get started, if you would like to learn how to read tarot cards and turn your next story into a five-dimensional first draft by March of 2025, the astrological new year, please take a look at the link down below. I have a new offer called the 30/30 where I'm actually going to be going through 30 spreads in 30 days and teaching you how to read those so that you can do that. Okay, so let's get into this. You got the King of Wands. This king likes to throw spaghetti against a wall and see if it sticks, and he doesn't care if it does or not because it's reversed. It seems like you are taking a little bit of a step back from taking any risks, any kind of risks, and maybe you're not in a position to take any new risks. Here you have the Knight of Swords. You probably need to start talking a little bit, or maybe you talked too much. Here we have the Four of Cups in reverse. Sometimes the Four of Cups is thought of as boredom. If you look at her and she's in the upright position, she's got these three cups and she's kind of bored with it and she wants to have experience something new. With it in reverse, I sometimes look at it as you have the thing that's new inside of you. However, what I'm kind of looking at this now, right, looking at it now, it seems a little bit more of like you feel like you can't experience something new or you can't go on into a new experience, something of that nature. Here we have the Three of Swords, which is basically heartbreak. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. When tens, the completion cards come up for me in reverse. It tells me that the querent hasn't quite accepted an ending yet. And it looks to me with this that you haven't quite accepted some sort of a money ending. Like maybe someone was supposed to pay you back and you're not going to get it, or there was an ending and just didn't quite end as successfully as you wanted it to, at least monetarily. Here we have the Page of Swords. I think you need to learn to say something new. And that's going to be in combination with this Knight of Swords. We have the Two of Pentacles, which is all about balance. Usually it is balancing two ideas, work and play, two relationships, two hobbies, family and friends, like that kind of a thing. We have the Star in reverse, and the Star in reverse is the light at the end of the tunnel. It is the symbol that we are starting to rebuild something. But because of the cards that are laying out here, and because you're heartbroken right now, and it seems like you're feeling a little stuck, I kind of feel like with this star reversed, you don't feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. What I want you to do is look more inward with that light at the end of the tunnel. Here we have the Lovers. The Lovers is actually not about finding a true love. It's actually about who and what you're dedicating yourself to. So what is your next step? And the card at the bottom of the deck we have is the Empress card. She is the mother of the tarot. Mothers are traditionally nurturing, caring. She likes to see things grow. She is patient. So what you want to do with this, I feel like because of this heartbreak card that you have right now, I think you're in a little bit of a self-care moment, gathering more of your resources. And I'm actually going to get into a little bit more of that in just a minute. Numbers that you're going to want to pay attention to is 4, 2, 4, 3, 10, 1, 2, 17, 6, and 3. Now, if you add all those up, you get 52. 5 plus 2 equals 7. And 7 in the major arcana is the Chariot card. The Chariot is a reminder to us that we are the driver. We are in the driver's seat. It is usually a picture of someone in a carriage or of some sort, and they have the reins, and there's two sphinxes in front of them, or two animals, two wild animals. We are the ones that can guide them to where we want them to go. They're going to go off whatever which way, but we can pull the reins. We can guide them to go left. We can guide them to go right. It's a reminder that we have a little bit more control over the situation than we think that we do, which is what I was kind of getting to at the end of the cards when it just kind of feels like you're stuck. It feels like you don't know where to go next. I think the self-care moment, the taking a pause, the doing things a little bit safer this time, taking the lesson that you've learned, maybe just talking a little bit more, talking and communicating a little bit more. It just kind of seems like it's a little bit more time to realize how to take more control of the situation versus just kind of winging it. Elementally wise, we have earth, air, fire, and water. Air is your strongest element. You are overthinking this. I know you got 3 major arcana cards. It does feel heavy. I don't think it's as heavy as you think it is. Partly also because 2 of the major arcanas that you got are actually upright and 1 is reversed. So I just feel like you're more thinking your wheels too much on this, and I think that eventually things will calm down. Because air is your strongest element, and two of the cards that you got are associated with air, I honestly don't really have a lot of astrology with you with this one. I would be giving you half the zodiac if you want to go look at some of the fires and the waters signs, but I think that that's a little bit too much. I think right now you need to be focusing more on yourself and just kind of letting some energy go and figuring out what your next step is. So let's try to look more inward and focus on this lesson that we recently learned. For the drama videos that I do, I actually use the Meryl Tarot. It's Meryl Streep. She's the character in all of them. And so I'm going to list off a bunch of movies that she's been in that you maybe want to watch instead of doing the astrology homework that I didn't give you. Suffragate, something. Henry V, The Taming of the Shrew, A Series of Unfortunate Events, Much Ado About Nothing, Dark Matter, The Deer Hunter, Defending Your Life, The Bridges of Madison County, and Little Women. Colors that you're going to want to pay attention to are white and red. I do pull 3 extra cards. The first one you got is credit card. So with this card, I'm going to tell you just to be careful with it because credit card can be dangerous. I have a feeling maybe it's like the first thought that I got when I saw it was a little bit of like self-pampering, but you don't want to take the self-pampering too far. So just keep that in mind. The next card that you got was loneliness. I think you kind of feel a little alone right now. It just kind of makes sense as to where you're at. But again, I think it's time for you just to do some internal looking around at some stuff. And this card is story is how a character changes. How has your protagonist's world shifted since the start of the book? If they've resisted changing their views, why? If you would like to learn how to read tarot cards and turn your next story into a 5-dimensional first draft by the astrological new year of 2025, please take a look down at the description box below. There is a new offer that I have called the 30/30, where I am actually teaching writers how to use 30 spreads in 30 days. With that, please like, subscribe, follow, and share, and happy Halloween.